Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're doing something a little different. We are completely dissecting the anatomy of the newly released Opel Grandland Electric. We're going to bypass all the marketing fluff, the shiny brochures, and look purely at the engineering, the hard data, and the real-world specs. The goal here is to figure out exactly what makes this SUV tick.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our anatomy roadmap for today. 1. The Grandland Electric arrives. 2. Platform and power dynamics. 3. Conquering range anxiety. 4. Aerodynamics and exterior design. 5. Cabin comfort and technology. And finally, 6. Pricing, longevity, and value.
So, starting right off with Section 1, the Grandland Electric arrives.
While the outside design is definitely striking, the raw numbers tell a much deeper story about its actual scale. It's 4.65 meters long and 1.91 meters wide. Now, what does that actually translate to in everyday life? Well, it means a much more substantial, highly practical family SUV. Seriously, if you fold the rear seats down, you are looking at up to 1,661 liters of usable boot space. That is a massive amount of room. Moving on to Section 2, Platform and Power Dynamics.
If we peel back the exterior, we find the STLA Medium platform. Now, what's really interesting about this is that it's not just some retrofitted combustion engine chassis. Not at all. It was engineered specifically from the ground up for native electric vehicles. By taking that heavy battery pack, laying it completely flat along the floor pan, and pushing the wheels way out to the far corners, the engineers have totally maximized the interior cabin space. Plus, you get this incredibly stable, low center of gravity.
And let's talk about power, because the all-wheel drive variant packs a combined system output of 239 kilowatts. That's roughly 325 horsepower. That power is strategically divided up. You've got a 157 kilowatt motor in the front and an 82 kilowatt motor in the rear, pushing out 509 newton meters of torque. Objectively speaking, for a family SUV, that propels you from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 6.1 seconds. But hey, straight-line speed is nothing without mechanical control, right? Enter Frequency Selective Damping, or FSD. This system literally mechanically adapts to the road surface, using dual hydraulic circuits. At high frequencies, think short, sharp impacts from rough cobblestones. The suspension just kind of lets you glide over them. Super comfortable. But at low frequencies, like high-speed cornering on the Autobahn, those dampers firm right up to give you direct, stable contact with the road.
Up next is Section 3, Conquering Range Anxiety.
So the crucial point really comes down to two main battery options. The standard range utilizes a 73 kilowatt-hour battery, and that gives you about 580 kilometers of WLTP range. Pretty solid, but the standout engineering feat for sure is the long-range option. It packs a massive 97 kilowatt-hour battery, which stretches that range out to an impressive 700 kilometers. That is huge. It effectively means you can do those long holiday highway trips without all those forced, annoying charging stops.
27, that's a number you'll want to remember. It takes roughly 27 to 30 minutes to charge this vehicle from 20% to 80% when you plug it into a 150 to 160 kilowatt DC public fast charging station. When you do eventually need to pull over, time is obviously a huge factor, and this minimizes that downtime significantly. You know, another highly practical feature they included is V2L, which stands for Vehicle to Load. Basically bidirectional charging. It means the Grandland isn't just a giant battery consuming power, it can actually supply it too. It outputs up to 3 kilowatts. That's plenty of juice for powering heavy-duty camping equipment out in the woods or, get this, even providing an emergency charge to another stranded electric vehicle.
Which brings us to Section 4, Aerodynamics and Exterior Design.
The front profile immediately stands out, right? You've got that 3D visor and the illuminated Opel Blitz emblem. But what's truly fascinating are those IntelliLux HD headlamps. They actually use over 50,000 individual LED elements. 50,000! This means they can completely illuminate the road ahead, but actively dim specific micropixels to seamlessly kind of cut out oncoming cars. So you aren't blinding other drivers, but you still get maximum visibility. It's brilliant.
0.278, that incredibly low drag coefficient, yeah, that is no accident. To squeeze out maximum battery efficiency and range, the exterior design uses specially optimized bumper inserts and 20-inch aero wheels. Because of this, the new electric AWD is quite literally the most aerodynamically efficient Grandland model they've made to date.
Moving inside, we have Section 5, Cabin Comfort and Technology.
Now here is a surprising fact when you compare this to other modern EV dashboards. Yes, you have a massive, high-tech 16-inch touchscreen for all your navigation and media. But right below it sit deliberate, physical buttons for the climate controls. I know, right? The interior was designed to prioritize actual daily driving safety and tactile reliability over the current, somewhat frustrating industry trend of hiding every single function behind a digital touch menu.
And the seating is just as thoughtfully engineered. The cabin features AGR-certified IntelliSeats. If you don't know, AGR is a highly respected German postural specialist certification. These seats feature an ergonomic recess, active ventilation, heating, and even massage functions. If you have ever dealt with back pain during an extended highway commute, this is a spec that will absolutely matter to your daily routine.
Let's wrap things up with Section 6, Pricing, Longevity, and Value.
So looking at the entry-level pricing structures, and we're just using the Italian market as our benchmark today to keep it simple, the 73 kilowatt-hour standard version starts right around 41,000 to 43,000 euros, depending on your specific trim level. Now, if you decide you need that massive 97 kilowatt-hour long-range battery, the price naturally scales up, positioning itself closer to that 50,000 euro mark.
And this brilliantly illustrates the true value when we talk about longevity. Beyond the standard 8-year or 160,000-kilometer battery warranty, the NMC battery chemistry used in here is structurally rated for 1,500 to 2,000 full charge cycles. Think about that. That means an owner can reasonably expect to drive 350,000 to 400,000 kilometers before experiencing any drastic drop in battery efficiency. Plus, over-the-air software updates guarantee the vehicle's tech isn't going to feel ancient 5 years from now. So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. When transitioning to a native EV platform, which of these features do you actually prioritize most? Is it that maximum 700-kilometer highway range? Is it having real, tactile physical cabin controls? Or maybe it's that adaptable FSD suspension? Honestly, it all comes down to what fits your personal lifestyle best. Thank you so much for joining me today to learn a bit more about the factual anatomy of the Grandland Electric. I really hope this breakdown helped give you a clearer picture of what this car is all about. See you in the next explainer.